The camera zooms in on the therapist's quaint office, filled with comfortable chairs, bookshelves, and soft lighting. The door creaks open, and a patient walks in, taking a seat and beginning their session. Cut to the therapist's desk where a small voice recorder rests. The therapist presses record as the patient starts to speak. The therapist is found dead in their office chair. Police tape surrounds the scene as investigators take photos and collect evidence. Detectives find the voice recorder on the desk and play back the last recorded session. The patient's voice reveals a deep, dark secret about the town's mayor. Flashback to the mayor sitting in the therapist's office, looking uneasy. He confesses to a hidden crime that could ruin his career. The mayor is seen at a public event, shaking hands and smiling, while the detectives exchange worried looks, knowing his secret. A detective listens to another recording, this time from a wealthy businesswoman. She admits to bribing officials to cover up illegal activities. The businesswoman is shown at a charity gala, mingling with the town's elite, oblivious to the investigation closing in on her. The detectives piece together the connections between the mayor and the businesswoman, realizing the extent of the corruption in the town. A recording reveals that the local police chief was also a patient. He admits to obstructing justice to protect the mayor. The detectives confront the police chief in his office, showing him the evidence. He looks shocked and cornered. The detectives prepare to make arrests, gathering their team and planning the operation. The mayor is arrested at his home in the early morning, his family watching in disbelief. The businesswoman is taken into custody at her office, her employees gossiping about the scandal. The police chief is handcuffed and led out of the station, his officers watching in stunned silence. News of the arrest spreads through the town, causing an uproar among the citizens. Flashback to the therapist receiving threats, looking worried but determined to continue their work. The detectives find more recordings, each revealing more about the town's dark secrets and the threats against the therapist. The town's newspaper runs a front-page story about the corruption scandal, detailing the arrests and the therapist's murder. A vigil is held for the therapist, with townspeople gathering to honor their memory and demand justice. The detectives continue to investigate, uncovering more evidence and working to find the therapist's killer. A mysterious figure is seen watching the detectives from a distance, their face hidden in the shadows. The detectives receive a tip about a potential suspect connected to the threats against the therapist. They track the suspect to an abandoned warehouse and prepare to confront them. A tense chase ensues through the warehouse, with the suspect trying to evade capture. The detectives corner the suspect, who confesses to being hired to scare the therapist into silence. The suspect reveals the identity of the person who ordered the threats, a prominent judge in the town. The detectives gather evidence against the judge, preparing to make another arrest. The judge is apprehended at the courthouse, his colleagues watching in shock. The town is rocked by the news of the judge's involvement in the scandal. The detectives review the final recordings, finding the therapist's last session revealing the judge's secret. Flashback to the therapist confronting the judge during their session, the judge threatening them to stay silent. The detectives uncover evidence linking the judge to the therapist's murder. The judge is charged with murder, and the town begins to heal from the revelations and arrests. The detectives are seen in their office, discussing the impact of the case and the importance of seeking justice. A memorial is held for the therapist, with the townspeople and detectives paying their respects. The sun sets over the town, symbolizing the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new, hopeful future. The camera pans over the therapist's office, now closed but filled with memories of their dedication to uncovering the truth. The town's new mayor is sworn in, promising to uphold integrity and transparency. The detectives continue their work, determined to protect the town from future corruption. A final shot of the therapist's voice recorder, now a key piece of evidence that brought justice to the town. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a sense of resolution and hope for the future.